Have you ever wondered what makes a group stay connected and have great communication? Well, so did Will. Don't worry, we'll find out who Will is later. In this speech, I will be addressing background information on the FIRO theory, explaining how three concepts influence communication and evaluate the strengths and limitations of this theory. This information will be helpful in work situations to help you understand your team, what they need, what you need to keep the team, and what you need to keep the team in good standing. Through my research for this assignment, I studied how the FIRO theory was developed and how it is used in interpersonal and group relationships. In this speech, I will cover the background of the FIRO theory, then move into the key concepts of this theory, and then conclude with my critique of the theory. First, let us go over the history of the FIRO theory. The FIRO, Fundamental Interpersonal Relations Orientation Theory, was developed by William Schutz, don't know if I said his name right, in the 1950s, and this was stated in the article by the Myers-Briggs Company, Access, November 16th, 2025. Will was working with the military, and they hired him as a psychologist to find out how military groups were working with each other, well and unwell. After this, he then established the FIRO B instrument, which is used in a lot of leadership and skills training courses today. Now that we have learned the origin of the FIRO theory, let's move on to what the theory explains and how it works in interpersonal communication. This theory is a three-dimensional theory of interpersonal behavior that includes the behaviors of inclusion, control, and affection, and in that order. Stated in the article by Rocklin J. E. in 2006. If one of the concepts is more overpowering for one person than it is for the other person in the group, then this will lead to miscommunication in the group. Both parties aligning with the concepts of inclusion, control, and affection will then make the communication seem more natural and satisfying. Having described how the theory works, I will discuss my critique of this theory. Although FIRO has been widely used in the interpersonal needs of groups, although FIRO has been used widely to understand the interpersonal needs of groups, there are some limitations. When we talk about the FIRO B assessment, there seems to be a lack of acknowledgement of the culture aspect that can have an effect on the results. Emotions that have not been processed before entering the group can also be a factor when using this FIRO B assessment tool. When using the tool, other limitations that were brought up are pressure from your environment to express certain behaviors. This was stated in the article by Eugene R. Schnell and Alan L. Hammer in 2010. Just like all things evolve, so should this theory. The theory was developed over 60 years ago, and it was developed with only a certain cultural group, the military. Lastly, we will review what we have learned today. Today, we have learned about the fundamental interpersonal relations theory and its background. We dove into understanding the concepts, and then we examined the critiques of this theory and the FIRO B assessment tool. Overall, we have came to the understanding that FIRO and the FIRO B tools can help us better understand how our basic needs, or can help us understand how basic needs and interpersonal communication can survive. Next time, next time you're in your meeting, what will you do to better communicate with your team? Will you think of what inclusion, control, or affection you need? That's it.